So the Creative SoundBlaster Katana X is getting on a bit now, to be fair. It came out a few years ago in early 2017, but is it still a good choice as far as gaming soundbars go? Now, I'm not going to make you wait till the end of the video. Yes, it is, absolutely. I honestly think it's still one of, if not the best product in its category. If you want to find out why I think that, keep watching, but first a quick word from our sponsor. If you want to protect your online privacy, check out Ivacy VPN. Ivacy have won awards for speed, have a zero logs policy, along with being one of the cheapest VPN providers around. The app is available on a wide selection of platforms, including Windows, iOS, and Android, and features some very useful tools, including an internet kill switch for peace of mind in the event of a dropout, along with split tunneling, giving you the freedom to choose which traffic travels through the VPN, allowing for total control over your online activity. Find out more by clicking the link in the description below. So, I bought this soundbar about 6 months ago, so I'm pretty late to the party. Like I said, it came out in 2017. And I was a bit skeptical about buying a soundbar, if I'm honest, because I've always just used a pair of stereo speakers. But anyway, it made sense for me because it fits right under my monitor and saves a bunch of space. Now, when it comes to soundbars, there's a lot of options. Most of them are designed for your TV and aren't particularly gaming oriented. And a lot of the sub $100 soundbars, I've listened to a fair few of them and I wasn't blown away in terms of audio quality. So then I started looking at gaming soundbars, because let's be honest, a bit of RGB bling on your soundbar is never a bad thing. Now, I mean, you've pretty much only got two options in this category, the Razer Leviathan soundbar and the Creative SoundBlaster Katana X. They're both marketed as gaming soundbars. Both of them come with a sub, and they're both around the £200 mark, although the Katana is a bit more expensive. Now, as much as I don't hate Razer, I just don't really like the design of the Leviathan. To me, it looks too tall and it's too short. I think it just looks quite imposing on your desk. The Katana, on the other hand, is very low profile, so if you haven't got much space under your monitor, then it'll probably fit better. And I think it just looks cooler. It's a bit more angular and streamlined, a bit like a Katana. Plus, you get RGB lighting, which you don't on the Leviathan. Now, I don't want to turn this into a Katana versus Leviathan video because I haven't used the Leviathan, so I'll shut up about it now. But yeah, I do prefer the look of this thing. Anyway, build quality is very, very nice, as you'd expect for £200. There's quite a bit of metal on it. The top has this brushed aluminium effect. The front and sides are covered by a metal mesh speaker grill, which I'm glad it's metal because I hate the ones that come with fabric. They just get a bunch of dust stuck to them and it's really hard to wipe off. There's 5 buttons on top: on, off, volume up and down, a source select, and then a button which switches between presets. There is an included remote as well, which does all of the same stuff. In terms of audio sources or inputs, it's got quite a few. Bluetooth is available if you want it, which always comes in handy. You can hook it up to your PC with the included USB Type-B cable, and it will effectively act as a sound card and handle all of your audio. That's the way I use it. Also on the back, you've got a mic in, a 3.5mm auxiliary jack, and there's even an option for optical as well. And finally, you can plug in a USB flash drive with a bunch of songs on it straight into the USB-A port and play stuff straight off of the flash drive. So there's a ton of options, and whatever use case you've got in mind, it's probably got you covered. In terms of outputs, there's a headphone jack and obviously the hookup for the subwoofer. The sub is actually quite a bit bigger than I thought it'd be, so yeah, just double check the dimensions so you know it will fit in your setup. Ideally, you want to have your sub on the floor. I've got mine just under the desk and it fits perfectly. It's nice and boxy as well, so it kind of just pushes right up against the drawers, and even though I've got it on carpet, it still feels super stable and has no problem just freestanding. It's fairly hefty as well. The whole thing is made of wood with kind of like a plastic outer coating. Now, to get the whole system working, basically your sub hooks up to the soundbar, and then the soundbar is powered via the included power cable. Plus, I've got a USB cable running from the soundbar to my computer. So it's dead easy to set up and pretty much works straight out of the box. Now, there is some software to install if you want to get the most out of it. It's called SoundBlaster Connect 2, and surprisingly, it's actually really good. You can totally mess with the EQ of the soundbar. There's built-in presets, and you can even download extra EQ presets for certain games. There's a few smart controls like immersion and crystallizer, which add some stereo widening effects and a bit of clarity to the mix, but honestly, I haven't really found the need to mess with any controls. I've literally just been happy to use the presets, because when I heard this thing for the first time, guys, I was absolutely blown away. I don't often get that with products, but this thing really impressed me. Now, I've got a mate who owned one of these before I got one, and he did tell me how loud it goes, but I was not expecting this. Trust me, guys, it's so loud. It's kind of ridiculous how much volume this thing can push out. And even at those louder volumes, it still sounds fantastic. Now, I've never actually had a sub in my setup before, and if you guys haven't, then you're in for a treat, because the first time you turn this thing on and listen to either a bass-heavy song or stick a movie trailer on, you'll be blown away. It just brings out so much more detail in the low end. Songs have a super punchy bass, you can hear those nice sub drops you get in movies, explosions have this epic power to them. It's really, really impressive, even more so for such a little soundbar and sub combo. And perhaps the most amazing thing is, you genuinely get a surround sound experience. Like, there's been times where I've been sat in front of my soundbar while watching a movie, and I swear, it sounded like something came from the other side of the room. It's really cool. No idea how they achieved that, but it sounds great. Now, obviously, it's not as good as a real surround sound system with speakers all over the room, but nonetheless, for a single soundbar and sub with minimal cables, you'd struggle to beat it in terms of sound quality. It sounds absolutely fantastic with enough volume to take the roof off your house. Now, I use this thing a heck of a lot. I don't really like wearing headphones unless I'm playing certain games where I want a bit more immersion, or if I'm chatting to mates on Discord. But yeah, movies, YouTube videos, games, music, you name it, it sounds amazing on this soundbar. I'm sure an audiophile would have some criticisms of some sort, but I'm not, and I don't, so there you go. Now, I can't forget to mention the RGB LEDs. It's a nice addition and really sets it apart from other soundbars. Again, in the software you've got a bunch of presets, including this nice rainbow wave effect, but if you want to go full custom, you can. You can choose one of these 6 animation effects, then choose the direction of flow, and then customize each of the 7 lighting zones individually. So if you wanted to have half the soundbar blue and the other half pink and have it pulsate really fast, you can do that. Or you can even do like a Knight Rider effect by having only one lighting zone active and then setting the wave direction to be back and forth. It's very simple and intuitive, like I said, a nice addition, and all the effects are nice and smooth, they don't look choppy or anything like that. So that's my thoughts on this soundbar after owning it for 6 months in 2019. If you're thinking of getting one, honestly, just get it. I'm sure you'll be just as impressed with it as I was. With that being said, if you do want to pick one up, I've left Amazon links down in the description for you, so go check them out. Thanks for watching today, guys. Drop us a like rating if you enjoyed, I'd appreciate it. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well. With that being said, hope you all have a good week. I'll catch you all in the next one.